Hi, this is Andrea, physiotherapist, and today what we're going to do is a yoga ball release video. These are great tools that you can have in your purse, in your gym bag, in your work bag. Today we're going to do a few movements on the floor. If any of these movements are too uncomfortable, there is an option to do them on the wall. And we're going to do upper body first. So we're going to go through and place the ball in your upper occipital region, right? Place that ball right at the base of your cranium. And you're just going to find a tender point and just sit right there. Okay, so my knees are bent, my feet are on the floor. And then you're just breathing into that tender muscle, into that tender zone, and waiting for that tension to release. So you can passively just sit here and breathe, or then I can make it a bit more of an active movement, and I can nod my head and move the suboccipital muscles up and down, or I can roll side to side. Because I have the ball on one side, that right side, I might lean into that ball and then nod into that zone. There is an option to have two balls together in a sock or in a bag, and then you can do this on both sides at once, which is also great. From there, we're going to move down into the upper trap suboccipital region. I'm placing that ball, trying to find a tender spot, which we will all have. Right, and I'm gonna sit and breathe into that again. My arm is just resting at my side with my palm up. And this one, by breathing, you're actually gonna feel those upper ribs move up and around the ball. And then you can actively add in an overhead reach. And again, this is just a nice way to just deepen that treatment and create more pressure and a deeper, faster release. If you can tolerate it, it's quite tender, and then down. I'm gonna keep going to the upper border of the scapula, and again, I can go back to some chin nods and just get a nice release of that levator scap that goes from the cranium right into the edge of the scapula. And from there, I'm gonna move right in between my shoulder blades. So I'm just picking up my body and moving it. So now I've got the ball right between my shoulder blades to get into that rhomboid region. And same thing, I'm just gonna sit and breathe, and that may be enough. You might just spend a minute or 30 seconds breathing on one spot. Or you could actively, again, choose to reach over your head, which is gonna create a bit of thoracic extension, moving the ribs underneath where that ball is right now. So I can reach overhead and then back down. And you may sit and choose to work 2 or 3 zones along this scapular region. Whatever feels good. I'm gonna move into another spot and just sit and breathe. And then actively add in an overhead reach. Again, if you're using 2 balls and moving these along laterally to the spinous processes along each side of your vertebrae, it can be quite tender, so you're avoiding pain. And if it's too difficult, you're gonna move into standing and complete this on the wall. Just moved again to another region, and everything we're doing on my right side, you would repeat and complete on the left. So let's now go down into the lower body region. So we're gonna move into releasing that glute area. So I'm placing it into the center of my glute, and my feet are on my mat. I might just again sit and breathe and do nothing. I could choose to rest my legs up on my couch or on a chair. And if you want to make it more intense, I might actively do some movement and move, which is going to create more pressure onto the ball. Again, you're trying to find that tender point of the muscle. And I'm going to move into a figure 4. And I could sit and breathe in that position. There's no, you can move around and think, oh, there's a new spot that you need to move into. And again, continue to sit and breathe and waiting for that tissue to release. So we're focusing on the center glute max piriformis area. If we move a little more laterally with your ball, so again, the crest, the iliac crest of your pelvis, your greater trochanter, I'm gonna be somewhere in that midpoint, and I'm gonna try to get into my glute medius. So I may roll my body onto the ball, and I've got a tender spot there already. I could actively move that leg if you chose, or you just let that one leg drop into the ball. I'm gonna let my head rest down. Again, you can move or you can just sit and breathe. So this is targeting that iliac crest between the greater trochanter. You're getting into that glute med zone, which you can also do with your foam roller, but the ball can be really nice and specific and target that zone. Okay, we're gonna move down into your IT band, right? So just like you would with your foam roller, I can cross that leg over and I can roll the ball along my IT band. You can sit, it's much more specific with the ball, so to sit and release one area might be very uncomfortable, so you may just choose to continuously move with the yoga ball. Nothing, so you're staying on the soft tissue surfaces and spending as much time as you need to release that zone. Let's move into the calf, okay? So this is head to toe, so you could choose to do upper body, do lower body, whatever you have time for, or you do a little bit of both. So again, I'm propping myself up on my hands and rolling. I may move that toe in and out to get different medial and lateral zones of your calf, and I can get right down through the Achilles, deep into that soleus muscle. And nothing wrong with sitting on a spot. I may choose to sit on a spot right here, and I may pump my ankle if I think I found something that's quite tender. And last but not least, we're gonna move right into your foot. So nothing wrong with sitting and releasing, but you're definitely gonna have more pressure with standing. So I'm gonna release along the medial and lateral border of your arch. You may want to hold on to the wall just for a little balance and support as you're doing this. I'm getting a lot of spontaneous cracking and cavitation of my toes, which is great. Dropping my heel. I'm going to pump onto the ball and let my arch fall over the ball. And then I can roll side to side along the knuckles of your toes. You can move into an added stretch on top if that feels good too. Everything we've done today, all you need is a ball, and you of course want to do everything on both sides. So upper body, lower body, right, left, as much as you have time for. It's a great way to release a lot of stress and tension that's built up during the day. Thank you. Bye.